Hey, this is Alex and chatting with Chrysalis. Wanted to talk about secure attachment. I can't really hook this in with a bunch of blind spots. I will say there are not a lot of videos about secure attachment. If you're really into achieving a secure attachment, it's really a thing to understand where, people who are basically securely attached stand. So when it comes to secure attachment, there are two ways people refer to it. Is born secure attachment, meaning, when you were born, you had secure attachment with your caregivers already. And then there's earned secure attachment, which is the process of going from some kind of insecure attachment to a secure attachment, learning the secure attachment patterns. And kind of the way you kind of learn that is from looking at people who are like for granted securely attached. When you start to learn those patterns, instead of like looking at yourself self-consciously and wondering why you are not like a securely attached person, understand why a securely attached person has the patterns that they do. The reason a securely attached person isn't self-conscious is because their parents made them understand at an early age that, everyone is imperfect. If you contrast that with an avoidant person is usually taught from their parents to hide their feelings, and an anxious person is kind of like their feelings are ignored. So in both of those situations, that person who is being pushed into the insecure style doesn't really have a foundational understanding of how they're allowed to present their emotions to other people, because the people that they grew up with didn't mirror that for them correctly. So one of the most important things when it comes to secure attachment is understanding that no one is perfect and no one is evil. That includes you. A big part of being insecurely attached is having a completely negative view of yourself, or a completely negative view of other people, or the opposite, idealizing other people or idealizing yourself, which is, I feel like, the grandiosity we associate with narcissism. Having a balanced view of people, knowing that people are not perfect, people make mistakes. That's where secure attachment comes from. You know that you make mistakes. Other people make mistakes. You're more forgiving of people because you understand that people make mistakes, but you're also aware of the fact that like sometimes people take advantage of that. And if you're securely attached, you have learned where your boundary is, because you're able to, for example, have a boundary with your secure caregivers. If you were able to express a boundary and they respected that boundary, that made you understand where your boundaries stand with the rest of the world. One of the things I do want to talk about in this video, though, is the difference between earned secure attachment and born secure attachment. And I feel like the key difference is the level of empathy. And I believe that's why disorganized attached people go on to become like healers and such, is because when they reach secure attachment, it's not the same as having a born secure attachment, because when you reach earned secure attachment, which a lot of people hate that, I haven't really came up with a better way to describe it. Achieved, I guess. Achieved secure attachment. When you achieve secure attachment, it comes with an ingrained empathy for people who are insecurely attached. Whereas I've noticed most of my life, when you are trying to express your feelings, insecure feelings, to a securely attached person, they don't really have they have never been insecurely attached. They don't understand what that even feels like. So like, they don't understand. They're like, well, just don't let it get to you. Like they don't understand that you don't know who you are well enough for something to not get to you. Like, your self-image is coming from the outside. Whereas a securely attached person, they have been given their self-image before they were consciously aware. Whereas you're trying to find your self-image. And I've realized with disorganized attachment, this is a revelation I came to actually last night preparing for this video. When you are insecurely attached, even if you learn your boundary and your boundary is correct, because you don't have a person to put that boundary against, people are able to gaslight your boundary. For example, let's say people say your feelings are valid, right? And so you realize that your feelings are valid to yourself. And so you go to work one day and you decide that, hey, this thing upset me, so I'm going to express it to my boss. And as in my secure attachment to myself, I understand that this is acceptable to express this emotion. But my boss is going to tell me that I'm not allowed to express that emotion and for what reasons. And then if I get upset about that and then I go to talk to another person about it and they tell me that my boundary is unacceptable, it's like even the security in myself, it's like it's so unstable that it can be like stolen essentially or manipulated out of me, since I don't know that my boundary is legal or allowed. I just believe in myself that it is, and then other people will tell me that it's narcissistic or I'm egotistical or that I'm selfish or that like people who want to use you are going to gaslight your boundary. So I think it's an important thing to actually find a human being, actual, like, even once you're going through this awakening of secure attachment, I think it's actually an important thing to find a human or a thing to securely attach to, because otherwise you can't really practice secure attachment if everyone around you is insecure or they're dismissive of your feelings or they gaslight your boundaries or they tell you that what you need is stupid or wrong in some way. I hope this video has been helpful. Achieving secure attachment is, not just a ABC story. And that's why I am launching this whole Chrysalis program, is to, and this is not therapy, but I feel that on top of therapy, I believe everyone should get a therapist. I feel like that's my personal opinion, but I feel that there are other tools to put in that toolbox. You're not just depending on one thing, and in that way, attachment theory isn't just a silver bullet, one size fits all kind of thing, but it is a very important tool to add to your toolbox when it comes to achieving whatever, like, kind of security of self, or being able to accomplish your goals or to pull out of your depression. Like, being able to realize these patterns in yourself has been like the most important thing on my personal journey. And if you're interested in learning more, there's a link in the description. I have a beautiful PDF that I've made for you, and you can subscribe to my newsletter, and whenever I launch my new programs, you can be the first person updated to be part of my coaching program if you're interested. My first little cohort, I'm going to be running a deal. I haven't even set it up yet at the time of recording this video. It's really a packed schedule. I'm trying to get these videos out, so I hope you enjoy these videos, and if you found this to be helpful, like and subscribe and share this with someone you think, maybe a securely attached person who maybe doesn't understand what you're going through. Maybe I feel like securely attached people need to understand that they live in a world with people who are not securely attached, and that it's not necessarily their responsibility to show up for them in any kind of way, but it's kind of helpful for them, I guess, to understand that everyone doesn't think like them, and it's not just a matter of like flipping a switch to change your self-worth. It's like it's a matter of developing new habits. Vin Zhang, or Vin Zhang, I think it's Zhang. One of the most important things I've learned from him is that your personality isn't a fixed thing. It is a collection of habits. These habits are patterns that you've just gotten comfortable with over time, and habits that you can change. You can develop new habits, you can replace habits, and in that way, your personality is not fixed. You can change your personality. You can change how you show up in the world. Having an insecure attachment isn't a death sentence. We can all move towards healing, and I feel like even securely attached people have something to learn. If you watched this far, I appreciate it so much, and click to the next video. It will be, well, you know, this is a kind of a spider web of videos, but you got some stuff going on here. You got avoidant. I don't know where I'm gonna put these boxes, but they're all linked in the description below. Or you could just hit this playlist, which will like run you through all of them, all the ones you haven't seen already, the attachment playlist. Or you can go to any of these insecure styles, or if you haven't watched the top video, if you don't know what attachment theory is, yeah, go ahead and watch the top video.